Welcome back, everybody. In this video we are going to be making figure 734 from Multi-View Level 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to create a sketch of the whole side face of this. I'll cut the holes through the top and then I'm going to cut this side out. So I'm going to go ahead, create the sketch, work my way around. First distance I'm going to do is 2.5 across the bottom. Hit enter, and then I can start making some of my distances up on this side. 0.5, and then the distance in is 3/8. So I know that's 0.375, or I could just do 3 divided by 8. Enter. I have that, and then the rest of my height is going to be 1 7/8 minus 1/2. Click so I can see my full area. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing I did on that side. On this side, just so I repeat it. And then I have to do less measurements of the other from the other side. I can just go ahead, line up, go over. Alright. We've got the whole outer shape as it would look if it didn't have the parts cut out of it. And then this is 4 5/8. 4 space 5 divided by 8. Enter. And I have my full shape. From here I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make those circles on top. I'm just going to turn it just to make my life easier. For some reason I can visually see it better in this direction. So I'm going to project geometry of the top of this. Now we're going to see that halfway in, that's where the circle is. So lucky for me, I can just use that dot on the center line, and that's what I'm going to use to find the center. Then 1 3/16 over, so 1 space, 3 divided by 16, enter. Again, sometimes remember it likes to decide to go a different direction. So we can just try this again. 1 space, 3/16, enter. There we go. That's going to be the center of one of my circles. Now if you look from the other side, it's 1 1/4. So I'm going to start drawing a line from this side. 1 space, 1 divided by 4. Enter. And there we go. I've got the distances over. Now all I have to do is make my circles. So what they say is they're 3/4 inch drill and there's 2 holes. So it's signifying that both these holes are 3/4 inch drill, which is 3/4 inch in diameter. So 0.75. Enter. And then I'm just going to start drawing this circle. And I just wanted to show you that if I go and I make this dimension, it's going to let me edit the number. And then I could just click on this one, click the check mark, and there we go. It went ahead and it made it 0.75. I can just bring that number back down. That way it's in the screen. So its function is 0.75 because all it did was it copied this one. I'm going to now go ahead, extrude. I can click on both circles, cut, hit OK, and now I have that cut all the way through. Next part is I'm just going to go back on top, project geometry again, turn it sideways, and I'm going to see that 2 3/8 is how far it comes over from this side. So 2 space 3 divided by 8, enter, and that's where I'm going to strike my line across. So I'm just going to go ahead, use a rectangle command, just because that draws all my lines for me quicker. And then I'm just going to highlight these two just to make sure they're out of my way, make them construction lines. That way I cannot select them when I go to extrude. So I'm going to extrude this half out, and then I'm going to cut it down. Now I know the distance from the bottom up is 1 inch, the full height is 1 7/8. So I'm going to be cutting 7/8. Make sure it says it's cut, make sure it's going in the correct direction. Hit OK. And there you go. We've got our shape. Thanks for watching.